welcome to Yoda Soda Creations podcast. Group friends, first other Steve Filter. Recent.
Yep. Actually, on a Saturday this time. uh, but yeah, it's been honestly a quieter week than last time. Yeah, just 3 normal work days. Uh, didn't have anything today. I did do a short game stream today. Basically, I finished up the Gym Leader Castle Round 1 in Pokemon Stadium, and was all ready to start up on the various tournament cups. But found out that the team registration for the cups is a completely different registered thing from the Gym Leader Castle. And given that wait, I have to whip out the isopropyl alcohol anytime I want to access the transfer pack, I decided to just call the stream early. It's like, you know what? I did set out to do what I did accomplish what I set out to do. I beat the Gym Leader Castle. I can come back and start doing the cups another time. Because I think with the one episode I got out of that stream, that should be enough for next week, so I should be good. Other than that, got some more anime in the mail. Um, as you can see on the stream, I put up my first modded Minecraft stream up for viewing. Although later on I'll probably skip ahead because near the end it gets to a building part, or a part where I'm just building, and that takes a while. So I figure once that starts up, I could probably just skip ahead to later. But yeah, other than that, uh, I don't know. I've been messing around with another modded Minecraft pack with the Tensura mod, or that time I got reincarnated as a slime mod. It's actually really fun. There's actually resource packs where you can make it so every time you die, you reincarnate as something else with a new unique skill. So it's it just it's lots of replay value. Let's see now, what else? Um, Not much, honestly. Just been I've just been doing a lot of reading this week. Uh, Originally, I planned to do some gaming on Monday or Tuesday, but Monday I did a whole bunch of laundry, and Tuesday I did a whole bunch of chores. Plus, I was tired, so it's just whatever. As long as I can get enough for one Pokemon episode in, I should be good. Which I did, so huzzah. Yeah, yeah. Other than that, just kind of a boring week. Well, annoying and boring. Like the first 2 nights, it's like, okay, we can go home soon, except for that one last group that decides to just stick around in the lounge and chat and drink for a while. Or I have to wait an extra half hour for them to leave. Of course, on Wednesday, it was the only group that was there. Uh, Thankfully, the Friday group left quickly enough. I mean, I still didn't get home till almost 10, but still. At least when people started leaving, they all left at once. And yeah, tomorrow have to shred more paperwork, but with a new shredder now that can take 200 pages at once. Load it up, close it up, have it shred, and while it does that, I'll be able to sit back and read. I mean, what else am I supposed to do? Oh, I assume I'm gonna be doing that tomorrow. client hasn't actually called me about that, but I'm just assuming that's the plan, like it has been the last several weekends. Uh, right. But yeah, for the streams, I made the decision where it's like I think for the time being, until I actually start getting a decent number of viewers slash people commenting on this during the streams, I'm just not gonna bother with the webcam and chat box for now. Just like it gets in the way, and admittedly, with the older game systems, the screen ratio is kind of wonky, where it's like it doesn't quite fit all the way, but it's like either have it really smaller and have just like the chat box and webcam off to the side, but then I have that bottom portion that's open as well, and it's like I don't know. On the plus side, if the message from Etsy is anything to go by, I think I'll be getting my refund for the Game Boy Advance SP that never showed. So, huzzah! Hopefully the game store nearby still has one. Like, the only reason I ordered on Etsy is because when I checked, the game store didn't have one. Then last time I went over, after I actually ordered it, they actually had an SP. Finding the only reason why I'm getting an SP is so I can actually trade the Gen 3 Pokemon. Mind you, I also have to get, like, the link cable, but that's an issue for another time. So, yeah. That's pretty much it. Oh, yeah, the anime I got. So, I picked up Lupin Zero, Yukyu Holder, the Negima spinoff, Razafan, and Gunbuster the movie. I mean, technically speaking, I didn't have to pick this up since I have this series, but, you know, whatever. It was, there was a sale going on. So, yeah, current plan is, especially given that I have next week off, as far as I know, do some more Pokemon Stadium streams, record a bit more of the Cobblemon mod pack stream. Like, as I already pre-prepped my base for the create elevator. I just need to get the mechanism set up. I just wish more of the create add-ons were updated for the 6.0 update for the create mod. Because damn it, I want my monorails. uh, Also the enchantment add-on. That one's cool too. Yeah, I think that's basically everything. So how was your week? Sorry. Also sorry for rambling for a bit.
Well, I managed to get at least 2 of the two on the backlog. Sorted that. Managed to finish 2 things on the backlog. Had to wait a little bit longer for the third to become available, but thankfully I'll be able to take care of that on the morrow. Sort out various commission artists. A few more of those are popping up, so just throw them out as well as Outback's event, which hopefully will be next weekend, although might need to make some modifications to accommodate the transport I've been looking into. Trying to put up with any champions, which for the most part I've been keeping brief.
Yep. Oh yeah, I just remembered one other thing. So, slight convention-ish update. So apparently, my mom found someone else to for the room for Worldcon. It's like, okay, you can have the room as long as you allow him to stay. Well, I mean, he can use the room as long as I can stay there as well. So it's like, looks like I will be going to Worldcon. Although it's like, given how things have been going as far as global relations lately, it's like, oh, great. So this is the year it goes to somewhere I can go to it. Like, God, I hate this decade. So yeah, I think I'm locked in on that. So yeah, PonyCon's gonna be a no for me this year, just due to overlapping schedules. Anyway, so I guess
Back to about sticking a bit longer than expected, but back to 3 in the household, so at the very least. Transfer shouldn't be too much of an issue. That is, once I'm reconsidered my booking options.
to
I was going to argue something about dates, but now that I think about it, you're probably thinking getting a long rest effort, so
yeah,
I guess I can understand. So eventually we're going to No regular virus.
Okay. Uh,
Actually tested uh, Twitch streaming on the phone, surprisingly, so
okay, interesting.
quite a few settings based on what I read, but at least now I have another option in terms of weekly twitchings.
Okay. Yeah, more options is good. Unless you have too many options and then you can't decide what to choose. So yes, more options are good. Up to a point. Oh yeah, just remembered. So I was looking ahead at the work schedule, and it's like, so I was checking like, okay, which weekends are there going to be weddings at work? Like Saturday, uh, the Saturday of Everfree. It's like, oh hey, working a wedding that day.
So that's a double whammy.
Yeah, but yeah, like if I didn't have Worldcon, that's like I'd be like, okay, there's enough time in advance that I could have taken that day off. But the fact that with Worldcon, I'm basically staying a week in Seattle, well, about a week anyway. It's like that's really gonna hurt the wallet. We're talking by the convention center downtown Seattle, where it's like there is no fast food. And given that I stayed down there for SoccerCon the other year, I know just what to expect as far as food price goes. So yeah, I'll probably need the wedding to get more money back. Uh,
I'll be using more through check to see if see which of the buildings in particular, but
yeah, hopefully next year, assuming they still do Everfree next year, hopefully next year there won't be anything that comes up at the same time. Despite that having happened more often than not this decade.
guess I'll wait and see, but hopes are not that high as the crow flies.
Yeah,
But we're silently praying.
yep.
So today was mostly going to shoot finished amongst a few other things. I think I managed to have some time to give the system a rest for pre-show, and then as well as over the show. I need to get back to habit. I need to reinforce something I've been kind of trying, although it's kind of going back to old habits. But yeah, looking ahead, basically finish the backlog as well as try to start things with any other offers, as well as possible modification for booking. But again, hopefully should try to find something more workable. And also try to work out after the event as far as things don't really let the show go. So as we transition towards our main topics for the week, we thankfully are back with certain
Particular wild march.
I was also going to add macarons, cocoa, and surfing and streaming and the like.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, after a while, we finally got some more wild names. So, the crew is running through town, grabbing up boxes of macarons. Now, you may be wondering how they got to this situation. Well, you see, so long story short, I forget her name, the one that does the macarons. She made a new batch, like experimental flavors. It's like, yeah, try them out. It's like, "Ugh." Yeah. So apparently she accidentally used salt instead of sugar, and committed the cardinal sin of baking, not actually not actually tasting your products. So they had to go and do an emergency product recall. So they go through town, swiping up various boxes without anyone noticing. You know, like, because if they taste that, that'll ruin her reputation. So like they get all the boxes together. It's like, okay, we got the boxes. What to do with them? Hmm. And there goes the cart, going, and into the pond or into the fountain. Oh, that takes care of that, I guess. Also, fines for littering. Also, I think I saw some non-recurring characters in the background when they were collecting things up. Like, wait, those two don't look familiar. Off the top of my head, mind you, with how many episodes there are so far and the infrequency of the upload, like it's kind of hard to forget. It, it's kind of easy to forget all the particular characters aside from like the ones that occur the most often. But it's like, hey, actual other people in town. I was gonna joke like, uh, we can't let anyone eat these. It'll ruin my reputation in town. It's like, what? There's only like five of you. So they help her out and make up a new batch that actually tastes good this time. Like, okay, just to be safe, let's try a few more. Which is good. When baking, always make sure to taste test, because you never know if you may have accidentally screwed something up, and you don't want to be serving that to others. Yeah, alright episode.
Not the first time I come across the old sugar and salt switcheroo. In fact, it's been a while since I last saw that, the last encounter.
Yeah, it's off the top of my head as far as like the salt sugar mix up thing. Okay, could possibly be because I'm reading some Ron One Half fan fiction, but my mind just goes to the toxic cooking trope. It's like someone who's just so bad at cooking that like they could burn water, and the using salt instead of sugar or vice versa. It's like a common thing with that. So it's fun to see it like outside outside the realm of anime.
Burning water. I know scientifically flammable liquids have a tendency to float, but for some reason my mind went to Sweetie Belle.
Yeah. Uh, those who have been banned from the kitchen. Uh, yeah, alright episode. Right.
To the
Like usual, with the episodes being like 5 minutes long, it's hard to say too much about them.
certain couple over here, it's possible we might be trying to make connection towards a certain franchise we're a bit more familiar with in terms of equines, but I don't know, maybe I will get a bit more about them at some point.
Yeah. Right.
There's a bit more organismal-ish, though naming it off the top of my head admittedly was a little, though naming it off the top of my head admittedly, a little bit, naming it off the top of my head admittedly admittedly isn't quite as sharp, but still I can make some of them out. Not sure if I count it as littering fines when it's admittedly a nice effect.
I mean, yeah, yeah, the water turned all pretty and everything, but there's still the matter of all the macarons floating in the water. Like, who knows? Birds could come by and swipe down and start eating at those, and like, yeah, probably not healthy for the birds. Squirrels might like them though. If squirrels exist. Because yeah, we don't really know anything about the other about the wildlife in the world of wild mains. So yeah, who knows? Oh, with that out of the way, time to visit our favorite Leaf in Red.
But
This
yeah,
time heading. Oh,
that was. But yeah, that was pretty fun, especially in the fact that it's meant to re-trigger a memory of mine.
oh,
Like I said, not the first time I've encountered the sugar spice mix-up. I mean, blah, blah, blah. Sugar salt mix-up.
yeah. Let's not go all Powerpuff Girls on the audience here. that's a whole different thing.
Obviously, my last cartoon was a different cartoon than yours, but yeah, that was yeah, that's certainly interesting to take this time.
Yeah. God, I swallowed wrong. uh,
But yeah, this time of the never-ending international crusade against criminals in the dark.
yep, this time they're in the Outback. And I ain't talking about the steakhouse.
Australia, one of the more well-known areas in the southern hemisphere.
Yep. So yeah, apparently something's going down at the Sydney Opera House, where they're playing Carmen. Uh, Coincidence or foreboding omen? You make the call. So yeah, she's just sneaking around, keeping an eye on stuff, and oh hey, Gray or Graham, whatever. Like, funny. He doesn't remember anything. Interesting. Anyway, yeah, it's like he just like does not recognize her at all. Is him being here a coincidence? Maybe. It's funny that Val would be pulling an operation at a place where like one of their former agents would be. Like, yeah, coincidence or layers upon layers of conspiracy. Who can tell? But yeah, she spots one of the agents, a vial. That's like, okay, so they fight in the rafters above the stage, and apparently he's carrying some sort of sonic emitter, and he does manage to fire it off. It's like, okay, that's weird. Wonder what that was about. But yeah, was recording at the time. It's like, launch the boomerang. Launch the boomerang. What do old school cartoons have to do with anything? No one?
Not the first time I heard the term subliminal message, though.
Yeah.
Only this reference I can pull is a bit more well-known.
Yeah, it's like, uh, is the boomerang network still around? Or, they, or did they, and given how things with Cartoon Network have been in the past decade, who knows? Boomerang channel was, so past tense. Okay, so they closed down Boomerang about 5 months ago. Then again, by then it probably wasn't even old school cartoons anymore, just like stuff from like the mid 2010s. Weird tangent aside.
Fun facts. For a time, that was one of the ways to watch Pony, as well as on interesting notes, as I was getting a bit more into said cartoon. I believe it was where Sonic Boom also could be found.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, last encounter with the message would have been with a certain ghost boy.
Yeah. But yeah, so the boomerang in this instance is actually a missile, and the message was targeted for the particular rocket scientist who happens to be a fan of opera. Which, cool. People have hobbies that happens to be hers, so, good on her. They're like, okay, have to get to the facility, make sure she doesn't hear the trigger, in this case, listening to some Carmen. So the crew goes over there, Zack and Ivy to distract her, and Carmen to get the whole, hack into the system. However, well, okay, thankfully, the scientist is like, oh, but no, I'm listening to a podcast. Yeah, ever since this incident, I decided, like, yeah, yeah, no opera during work time. So it's like, okay, but that doesn't help because the Vile agents start hacking in and start playing Carmen over the speakers. Now Zack and Ivy manage to subdue her. Like, okay, cool, crisis averted. Except, remember, Carmen was a Carmen who was hit by it too. Carmen who's at the computer. Carmen who just pressed the button. Whoopsie. So Zack and Ivy have to fix this mess. Zack going down to cut off the sound from the speakers, and Ivy to pull the drive from the rocket, which apparently is the only way to stop the whole thing, launching. Because yeah, like, okay, launching a rocket, like, okay, except there's a bit of a fault in the design or system or something where it's like, okay, it'll launch and then crash down, ruining the environment, causing the company to lose their contract, which Vi will then pick up. So obviously, we don't want that happening. So, make sure that doesn't happen. So Zack goes down, finds the guy with the computer plugged into the sound system. It's like, oi! The dingoes, they've gone mad! The sounds, they got all, like, bloodthirsty! Like, are they down here? Like, I don't know! Could be. There's this French guy, he was getting mauled. Like, oh no! Vile agents, everyone. Although you do have to be wary of dingoes, though. I heard one ate someone's baby once. Meanwhile, back at the rocket, Ivy's getting up there, getting close to the hatch, opens the hatch, now to grab oh hey, it's the French guy. Or the other agent. And they fight. And like, okay, not going well for Ivy. Mind you, she's not exactly a professional fighter. Mind you, she's from Brooklyn, so that does count for a bit. But they managed to get knocked down for a bit. So off the guy goes. There isn't enough time, and Ivy falls down, but manages to get caught by Carmen, who thankfully once the sound cut out, got herself got herself together, and like, okay, yeah, I screwed up here. I need to fix this. So she catches Ivy, gets up there, and yanks out the drive with just 2 seconds left. So the day is saved. So, after all that's done and over with, Carmen wants to meet up with Gray again. You know, like, because he was kind of like a big brother figure to her or back then. But it's like, player points out that this could be some elaborate ploy, because like, yeah, they've used subliminal messages this episode. Who's to say they didn't wipe them and set subliminal messages to trigger him at any given moment to, you know, take her out. So she decides, like, okay, I'll stay away for his sake anyway. Meanwhile, back with Mild, like, okay, she has interfered way too much. You get rid of her. Well, he particularly said, give me the, could be the accent. It sounded like give me the hat of Carmen Sandiego. Could have been head, or it could have been hat to be like, okay, give me the head, but in a way that we can keep it under a certain age rating. Mind you, it is a very snazzy hat, so I mean, who wouldn't want the hat of Carmen Sandiego?
By the way, another interesting note we're going to tease at the end, and the person he was talking to. If you've been thinking the operatives have been playing a bit too soft, next episode the danger levels are about to rise.
So you're saying that it's going to escalate quickly? Okay.
Basically, over time started ranking danger levels with certain of the people's comment, and with the tease at the end, this one in particular, you'll see that she's one to be extra careful around.
I mean, yeah, she decapitated a skeleton. Like, okay. Dangerous. Yeah, good episode. Starting the what? Having the start of the. Okay, yeah. What's the deal with Ray? What? Like they wiped his mind. Is like, could he be a good guy? Is he a sleeper agent? Who knows? But I'm sure we'll never see him again. And who am I kidding? It'll still be a recurring plot line.
Do you kind of get a clue into that as it's been implied that Bellum kind of it's been implied that Bellum had a remember a particular sequence from some episodes back towards the end where he was brought in certain protocols in regards to outcomes. Basically, a certain device had an interesting effect on his memories. And it could possibly come into play again with some others who will end up in others who could end up in a similar situation.
Yep.
In fact, belly movement threatens. One of the operatives if things don't go according if things didn't go according to plan.
Yeah. Yeah, fun times.
Even if I never saw the original franchise, I gotta give this. I mean, even if I never saw the original show, I will give this. I have to give this franchise some credit in their taste for music. In that they certainly have a huge respect for the classics, not just with the opera in this episode, but interesting notes. Apparently, the original theme from the first show was based around Mozart.
Huh. So,
In fact, this really points that music was playing during the elevator sequence back in the first two episodes.
I do have to say, though, at the beginning portions of the Carmen segment in the episode, when a particular tune was playing, my mind partially went like, okay, so when does Freddy Fazbear show up?
Good grief!
Hey, I mean, after a while, after watching so many YouTubers play Five Nights at Freddy EEs, the connection between that particular song and Freddy Fazbear kind of.
And then I guess it's interesting interesting in regards to how public domain music has been used over time. Because I remember a review of a slightly obscure and somewhat charitable film studio. One of their products, they were playing the overture, and it was during a particular set during the climactic action. Set at one point during the climactic action sequence, and then another public domain piece, now Bob Mountain, was also being played towards final confrontation part of the climax. So yeah, quite interesting how the public domain has been used in over the course of time.
Yep.
Once again, a nice integration of the education instruments, including education instruments. We get a sense of the actual news here in a similar fashion to how here in the Americans usually remember the usually have the Americans in particular, they were the Americans, blah, blah, blah. Us Americans in particular are more familiar with our natives.
Yep. Also, just had another thought. I like. I wonder at what point that Miles gonna start like, okay, these two people with Brooklyn accents keep interfering with our plans. Like, we should probably start a file on these. It's like, okay, keep an eye out for these two. They meddle way too much. I don't know, just a thought I had.
I don't know if this is the same case for all Nor'easterners, as I'm going to say, but they surprisingly adapted well to the whole Australian accent.
Yeah, I do have to give them that. And the whole bloodthirsty dingo gambit. Like, okay, bit of a risky move, but it did pay off.
Interesting little detail when the trance took effect, their pupils actually dilated.
Yep. So I had one thought. It's like, okay, so if it's only active as long as they're hearing the music, I wonder if they could have just put her earbuds in and like play have her listen to that instead. If that would have like counteracted it. I just thought.
Of course, another BRB joke out of the way. This one regards buttons, and other missed details. Screw. Other missed details. Callaway basically off to a Callaway on to a bit of a restart, and of course, the last thing you probably want is so things affecting his life. Probably wants to do the they're doing going along the lines of proper retirement, nothing to get out of private life, try not to put too much into this. less than like.
Right.
Basically, try to be at peace instead of just putting too much on your plate. Of course, as mentioned, there'll be more to it, but that was basically the initial thinking, but for the time being at least.
Yeah.
And again, that tease at the end, the person who will be meeting next episode. If you were ever to meet in person, be extra careful. We'll get more into details when we get there.
Yeah. Alrighty then.
But yeah, once again, get more in terms of the stuff they're building for themselves, things they're adding, and one of those I found myself rewatching concept locations. And I'm sure for you it was a bit of a step from last week.
Yeah. Hey.
Still need to compile his favorites point, but definitely one I've ended up rewatching on several occasions.
Cool.
So note, the three you'll see at the top as we at the points where things have transitioned to the entertainment industry, basically. Those are also things I added to previous weeks to try and make up for any mistakes, including last week. So
Ah.
still, I suggest we also bring them up just just to make up for those specific points.
Right. All right. Got the sheet up. Got have it on the right page this time. Uh, the legendary visual novel Air is coming to Steam next month with Steam Deck support. Cool. Always nice to see some classic visual novels. Developer Saber Interactive has reiterated that the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake is still in development. Zynga has announced that it will be shutting down the free-to-play Switch and mobile game Star Wars Hunters despite it only launching 9 months ago. The publisher will not be refunding players who bought the current season pass or premium currency. Dick move, Zynga. Dick move.
Two more of those placements. Stellar Blade reveals Eve's original concept, and a 1.2 patch release for Kingdom Come Deliverance, the second game.
Alright. Lego Pokemon is official and it's coming next year. Which, okay, I mean, didn't we already have like Mega Bloks Pokemon or whatever off-brand Lego Pokemon thing was going on? You could probably find a knockoff Lego Pokemon set for just about any Pokemon on AliExpress by this point.
That I don't know. What I do know is that back at Fan Expo, one of the tables that was selling minifigures. I'm not sure if they were. I'm not sure if certain Pokemon figures were supposed to be in that kind of thing, but they were kind of in the same deal, so I picked a few of those up.
Cool. Yeah, I sure can't wait for the official Lego Pikachu for only $250. Sega has warned players. Oh, sounds like you're going to say something, so go ahead.
I believe you're thinking of the large SpongeBob they did at one point.
Oh, they did the large SpongeBob. I was thinking $250 because, like, okay, Pikachu is Pokemon number 25, but you can't have Lego Pikachu cost $25, so 250 was like the next step up.
But even with that price tag, I was sort of thinking along the lines of that huge SpongeBob they did when they were doing SpongeBob stuff. Because I figured minifigures would be less expensive, and hopefully they'll get around to those as part of this new package deal.
Yeah, like definitely hoping they go more small scale than large elaborate builds. Speaking of SpongeBob,
That said, the large builds are probably worth it with all the detail and everything, but you just have to be willing to,
still on cash.
yes.
Yeah, like I was saying, speaking of SpongeBob, Magic the Gathering Secret Lair SpongeBob. Now it's actually just like re-releases of other cards, but with like a SpongeBob coat of paint. With these type of releases, it's like, oh, SpongeBob SquarePants, but underneath that, like, okay, this is what the card actually is. but for the sake of, this release, it's SpongeBob. They did a similar thing with the Transformers Secret Lair release. Sega has warned players not to buy in-game currency from third-party sellers, saying Japanese players who previously bought fraudulent currency were arrested and convicted for their part of the fraud. Oof. 27 more classic PC games have joined the GOG preservation program, including Silent Hill 4. The retailer vows to make sure every game in the preservation program will continue to be playable on modern PCs. Okay, let's take a look at this list. Head on over to X, get away from X. Okay, Deus Ex Game of the Year Edition, Fallout 2, Gear Platinum, Tomb Raider Anniversary Legend and Underworld, Ultima 1 through 6, and Ultima 8, Wing Commander 1 and 2, Alone in the Dark Trilogy. Alright, not bad. Among other games. Moonrise Anime reveals trailer and more cast. Look Back Anime Film wins at 3rd Niigata International Animation Film Festival. King of Prism, Your Endless Call Anime Films teaser announces new cast. A Wild Last Boss appeared. Anime reveals 5 more cast members. Though I'm an inept villainous light novels, TV anime confirmed. With You on the Rain, anime reveals 6 new cast members. Marvel Comics will celebrate the Phineas and Ferb revival with new variant covers releasing this June. Oh, this I have got to see. Ah! Harry is Nick Fury. Cool. C.H. Greenblatt wants to make a Chowder revival. Quote, I would definitely be up for it. There's been some pitches at Warner for it. I think it really comes down to timing and budgets. But I would be open. I wouldn't say no. That's funny of you to think that Warner actually wants to give budget for anything these days. Ice Age 6 is set to release in theaters on December 18th, 2026. Got a new look at the stop-motion animated My Melody and Kuromi series releasing in July on Netflix. Got a new poster for the live-action Minecraft movies, April 4th, theaters. Got the first poster for the A Goofy movie documentary, Not Just a Goof, releasing April 7th on Disney+. I didn't know that was a thing. Matt Owens has decided to step down as co-showrunner of the live-action One Piece series. Quote, the last 6 years working on the live-action One Piece have been a life-changing journey. A dream come true. It's also been a lot. So I'm stepping off the Going Merry to take a break and focus on myself and my mental health. And you know what? Good on him. Like, sometimes you just need a break. Russo brothers tease how Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom will be presented in the Avengers films. Quote, we love villains who think they're the heroes of their own stories. Gwyneth Paltrow once told she was in 7 Marvel movies. Quote, that can't be right. I could have been in 7. Although one time I didn't realize I was in Spider-Man. The rights for the Jason Bourne franchise are being sold to another studio. Skydance, Apple, and Netflix have met about acquiring the franchise, and it's unclear if Matt Damon will still be involved or if a reboot will happen. Jack Black got seriously into playing Minecraft on the set of the Minecraft movie, logging more than 100 hours of playtime. Quote, he was just completely manic, hoarding stuff in the mines, searching for lapis lazuli because he liked the way it sounds.
Is your mind suddenly going to a certain Pokemon now?
Yeah. Got the first clip from the live-action Lilo and Stitch remake in theaters May 23rd. Coco 2 is officially in the works at Pixar in theaters 2029. First logo for the Mandalorian and Grogu, theaters May 22nd, 2026. Ooh, here's an interesting one. DC has announced DC High Volume Batman, a weekly audio drama podcast that will adapt stories from across Batman's history. The series launches April 2nd in collaboration with Realm and will begin with a 4-part adaptation of Batman Year One. Now, I like that. It's a way to get more people into older stories without having to, take up shelf space. The final season of Big Mouth will release on May 23rd on Netflix. Daredevil Born Again director Jeffrey Nachmanoff reveals the school choir scene had to be re-recorded because the kids were too good at singing when we built the city. Quote, we needed to add kids that were just out of tune. Invincible Season 4 will officially return in 2026. A Willy Wonka competition series is coming soon to Netflix because of course it is. Jack Black has performed his new original song for the live-action Minecraft movie. The Cat in the Hat animated movie will now release on February 27th, 2026 in theaters, starring Bill Hader as the Cat in the Hat.
And judging by the last adaptations, my guess is almost some of the Illuminations involved.
Probably. Encanto 2 is potentially in the works at Disney. Quote, they're trying to come up with a storyline, they're working on it.
Or the same people behind the Green Eggs and Ham Netflix series.
Quite possibly. The live-action Power Ranger series is in the works at Disney+. Jonathan E. Steinberg and Dan Schatz will serve as showrunners. Warner Brothers is in talks to sell Coyote vs. Acme to Ketchup Entertainment for around $50 million. The distributor just recently released The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie.
Gelded.
That you did. The new Big Bang Theory spin-off series has been titled Stuart Fails to Save the Universe. Karen Sussman, Brian Posehn, John Ross Bowie, and Lauren Lepkus will all reprise their roles. DC Comics announces new History of the DC Universe, a 4-issue series launching in this June. The book is writ- the book is the book is writer Mark Waid's retelling of DC's history and will feature a rotating cast of artists, with Jerry Ordway and Tom now working on the premiere issue. By this point, shouldn't it be like the new history of the DC Universe? Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos says the old Marvel television regime focused too much on saving money rather than making the Netflix shows better. Quote, we wanted to make great television. They wanted to make money. I thought we could make money with great television.
Wait until he's a trusted writer, especially given his good work in 52. Could be a possible editorial thing.
Yeah.
If anything, though, at least Jerry Ordway, who I heard is a legend, is going to have another moment in the spotlight.
Yep. Darren Aronofsky is in talks to direct a remake of Stephen King's Cujo for Netflix. The live-action God of War series has been greenlit for 2 seasons at Prime Video. Showrunner Ronald D. Moore says he couldn't figure out how to play the game. Quote, I'm not a gamer. Wow, that, not a good sign.
Good lord, why do we get the strange feeling we're going to get another Halo series?
Yeah, it's like, dude, okay, so you can't play the game. Just pull up a Let's Play or something. Or like, one of those videos that goes over what happens in the game. It's not that hard. Problem is, he probably doesn't want to put the effort in.
Playthroughs, I think is also what you're also looking for?
Playthrough, Let's Play, same difference, really. Give or take player commentary.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 2 is described as significantly more intense, bigger in scale, bigger in variation, bigger across the board, partially due to the film being in IMAX. Quote, it allowed us to be bolder and swing harder. Marvel Comics announces Marvel Knights, The World to Come, a 6-issue series launching this June. The book will see writer Chris Priest and artist Joe Quesada returning to Black Panther and the Marvel Knights imprint with colors by Richard Izanov. Joe Quesada.
I was about to say, just keep him in the artist department.
Please.
He's a good artist, just don't let him pick up the writer's pen.
Legend has it that people are still hot for his blood to this day. Ooh. Got a John Cena quote. Quote, each one of you, even that little kid there, are a toxic, dysfunctional relationship. You have made the butt of an invisible joke for 15 years and you still think it's funny. It's not funny. That's right, everyone. John Cena has turned heel. Let's see how long this lasts. But yeah, like whoever thought we'd see the day when that happens. Saw 11 has reportedly been canceled. Oh no. Whatever will we do without an 11th Saw film? The first trailer for Harmony Korine's new film Baby Invasion has been released. The film is set in a multiplayer FPS game that follows a group of mercenaries using baby faces as avatars through the use of AI. What? That that you know what? No, no.
You know,
Village Roadshow has. Oh, go ahead.
I get the feeling it's supposed to be sort of an AI commentary type of deal, sort of thing. And putting actual abusers as the opposition in this case.
Maybe I don't know. Oof. Village Roadshow has filed for bankruptcy after fallout from a financial dispute with Warner Brothers over The Matrix Resurrections. They were the production company behind The Matrix, Joker, the Lego Movie, Zoolander, I Am Legend, Mad Max Fury Road, and Happy Feet. Way to go, Warner Brothers, ruining everything you touch. Looney Tunes was removed from Max as part of WB's plan to prioritize adult and family programming. Children's programming like Looney Tunes and Sesame Street is reportedly no longer a priority due to low viewers.
I think it can still be argued that recently it's gotten worse.
I have some choice words for David Zaslav, guy at the head of the company. Uh, Starts with the letter F and ends with U.
Like, prior to his arrival, aside from the occasional YouTube music thing, it wasn't as bad.
Yeah.
I think at best the whole WNG thing is usually what's the it's often one of the bigger candidates when it comes to company fails.
Yep. John Lithgow reveals he will return as the Trinity Killer in Dexter Resurrection, also starring Michael C. Hall, Peter Dinklage, Eric Stonestreet, Uma Thurman, Kristen Ritter, David Dastmalchian, David Zayas, Jack Alcott, and James Remar. The new Cloverfield film is still moving forward. It will be a direct sequel to the original movie. Andor creator Tony Gilroy reveals how he approaches writing in the Star Wars universe. quote, "We're trying very rigorously to be more serious about this shit than anybody ever has been."
And of course, given how it's been over the past decade, the fans will see how long that lasts.
Yeah.
Or how that stands. How well that
Yeah.
stands.
Voice recording on X-Men 97 Season 3 will already begin next week. The new Rurouni Kenshin anime is getting the 3rd season. Now, if it matches up to the original anime, it should theoretically be... I forget which saga it was. It was... the one with Shishio. I forget. I haven't really been paying attention to the new one. I just remember getting a really good deal on some premium box sets back at SakuraCon back in 2012. They were like in a bargain bin. Animated, animated Devil May Cry series reveals Japanese dub cast and trailer. Okay, do I recognize anyone? Okay, Dante has the same voice. Or at least he's been Dante since Devil May Cry 4. My Hero Academia Anime's final season unveils trailer, visual Crunchyroll stream, and an October premiere. New Magical Girl Lyrical Nanoha anime unveils main staff and a teaser visual. And apparently it'll be celebrating the franchise's 20th anniversary. It'll also have a tie-in manga as well. Okay, hopefully that one gets licensed over here quicker than the other ones have.
Wanted to properly use my Selena Gomez in Waverly Place, sold for $4.
New Panty and Stocking anime reveals more cast and a July debut. Rascal Does Not Dream of Santa Claus anime's video reveals more cast, opening song, and a July TV premiere. Hayao Miyazaki has shaved off his iconic beard. And I must say, I don't like it. Apparently he shaved because it was too much of a hassle, but it's like... I think he looks older without the beard. But that's just my opinion.
We'll see how long that lasts. I can still remember there were times where I had to get used to certain Chicagolander without facial hair.
Yep.
But I can understand practicality. I myself had to do a large hack job fairly recently, prior to Comic Con, that is.
Yeah. Digimon Connie Pet reveals new Digimon Beat Break TV anime slated for an October debut. Yay, new Digimon anime! Woo! Also had a promotional video for Digimon Adventure Beyond, so that's cool too. Trigun Stargaze anime reveals revised staff, visual, and a 2026 premiere.
That pronunciation error that pronunciation error put me in mind of the 1st of October.
Uh, let's see. TBS has canceled American Dad, but if you're actually a fan of the show, don't worry, it's coming back to Fox for season 20 and onwards. I approve of that update. When it comes, anyway. Ooh.
Context, I think you might have cut off somewhere.
Ah, right. Minecraft, Minecraft announcement stream thingy, new features, liven up biomes with various features and sounds, new, new mod, yeah, new mob setup thing where it's like you can find a dried gas in the nether, take it to the overworld, water it, turn it into a gasling, feed it snowballs, it becomes a happy gas, which you can put some flying goggles on and ride it around in the overworld. And when you're flying it around and stop and get off of it, you can actually stand on top of it to use it as a platform to build in midair. So it'll be really useful for non-creative building. I have noticed that occasionally, like for whatever reason, my voice cuts out. So I don't know what's going on with that. But yay, mobile building platform. Also not electric flight. Yeah, it's slower, but whatever. Probably easy. It'll be easier to get early game.
Interesting cutting shows. So recently released Daily Upload Up Looney Tunes movie. Fred has Sayor. Hopefully I pronounced that right. I'm surprised I still remember that name after all this time. I'm trying to say, I'm slightly thankful that the name is now fresh in memory after several Next Avengers relaunches. But of course, he's done some other roles that someone might eventually pick up. Quote from director: "We want to do set pieces in the film in different styles, especially with Farmer Jim."
Got the first animated teaser for the Disney Twisted Wonderland anime.
So first crossover of the Japanese video game company, and now they're doing anime.
Yep.
And by the way, it'll be actual television episodes and everything, and not dubbing Miyazaki, of course. Okay, so the Missing Puff Comics release. Of course, I have to use the trailer from the special last week. Final update for Ponyvania Order of Equestria release. Apparently, next generation of ponies not much new at the Toy Fair displays, apart from the interesting looking Rainbow Dash. Or is this kicked off the F1, this F1 season style? Two Brothers kicked off the MotoGP season style.
Oh wait, no, that's an ultimate. Never mind. Yeah, I saw like, game announcement. Like, ooh, that series. I like that series. Like, then I read, then I read the date on the top of the thread. Like, oh, August 22nd. Oh, never mind then. Did add it to my wish list though. Ooh, okay. This one is actually recent. A legendary PC game is finally coming to Steam in Q2 of 2025. That's right, it's Big Rigs, over-the-road racing. Uh, who asked for this?
The big,
Why?
the big, the big question, the big question is though, given how patches are a thing, will it be untampered with or fixed?
Well, it depends. There's three possibilities. One, it could be the original unpatched version, where like the AI just doesn't move the car at all. It could be the original patched version where they the AI will move the opponent to just before the finish line and then stop right there. Or it will be a new patched version where the AI actually works, or like the where the car will actually actually try to beat you in the race. Also, the whole infinite acceleration reverse. That's a whole thing too. And will they fix the "Your winner" screen? Yes, YOU_RE winner with a three-handled trophy.
And of course, will they fix certain glitches? Scenery, certain objects.
Certain levels causing the game to crash.
And of course, will they actually give a off-course warnings and things like that?
And will we have Steam Workshop for this game? It's like, yeah, custom truck skins. I mean, if not, that's fine. There's always Nexus mods or whatever mod loader people use. But it's like, ah, seriously, Big Rigs over-the-road racing on Steam in 2025. I, who? Why? Thank you anyway, but why? This decade.
It's interesting that the games like those are a bit slower in terms of their interesting followings as opposed to a certain indie film that later had a biopic on its making.
Yeah. Yeah, Big Rigs is among those infamous games that people play because it's bad, like Superman 64 and Sonic 06.
But yeah, I played a lot of the actual good racing games, so I know a good chunk of the mechanics that were missing from that infamous title. And of course, a
Yep.
lot of good visual evidence to point out other things.
Digimon Elysian has been announced. It's a mobile version of the TCG with a beta coming soon.
Okay, get back on my own track. Initial funding to restore Mohawk passes the halfway mark. Steam test prep continues for the Running Team 1 in the Midwest.
Nintendo has become the Mariners' first jersey sponsor with the Nintendo logo for home games and Switch 2 logo for away games.
Here we go, Steam volunteers able to complete progress on removal of the axle from the train truck. We have been finally accomplished using a 100-ton jack. Neil scaling on the boiler continued, as well as discussion on roof of Great Barriers in the firebox to allow access to all sheets for UT testing. call for volunteers, but Leroy is planning a trolley from the start of the Bay Area Electric Railway Association and Western Railway Museum. Mount Rainier Sneak debuted its parlor car. Virginia Department of Transportation, Public Meeting, Save the Rails Woodstock. Funding underway to try and preserve 1880s narrow gauge boxcars in Iowa. Severn Valley released their Easter school schedule. United Steelworks ratified student collective bargaining agreement with CBKC. Down River schedule a family fun day also for Easter. Grillbox Assistant DF 1501. Room for assistance. New ones we designed from blueprints. And finally, our condolences for this week, Gorgeous Friends family of Eddie Jordan, Talkier from the 1, Ralph Monroe, Secretary of State of Washington, Jack Haley, Little House on the Prairie, David Stephen Cohen, Courage Cowboy Dog Molto, Slick Waltz, Yellow Supersonics, Bernie Fiddley, Drag Racing Crew Chief Canada, Wings Hauser, 18 British Red Beverly Hills, Nursing Widow, Florida Texas Ranger, House of Bones, two-time boxing champ, and the big boxer, George Foreman.
A little bit of commentary on the gameplay video. You may notice that I decided to go with Tailo and then Swellow for my bird Pokemon. That's actually because out of all the starter bird Pokemon that I've found so far, at least ones that I've noticed anyway, yeah, oddly enough, like Pidgeotto or whatever the second level form of Fletchinder is, they don't actually allow you to ride on them. Swallow, on the other hand, you can ride on, which is really good for transportation.
Fun fact: Tailors are a pretty common sight at the Ninja course on new Pokemon Snap.
Okay.
And overall something I've become a bit more acquainted with since that game. interesting concept I noticed from my last Minecraft trip. You can actually row boats on land. They, of course, have to be total flat and possibly special setting against certain servers.
Yep.
Yeah, just forget a couple things. So we're going to turn regards to make sharing. That should be taken care of by now.
Yep.
By now. Ah, yes, the dark one makes behind, leading to something over there. Kind of reminding me of a pre-order from a while back that still hasn't come in.
Yep.
In addition, hopefully, gonna. In addition, hopefully, I'll eventually get my copy of a related game of sorts. Should be releasing sometime this year.
Okay.
Soon to work on some technical issues on one end, but I did manage also that at points this week I managed also to go a bit further into certain area of Christmas gifts. I'm certainly glad a certain word was only used at least one time in the history of the production company.
Yep. Okay, so over there. So yeah, that should be nearing the end of the video.
So like I said, how about less than going backlogs feel less than going backlogs for me available, I'll be able to get to that and eventually have a report on that for next week.
Yep.
We'll need to do some adjustments to my bookings to better accommodate some
Saturday's the Sailor Moon musical, right? Yeah, next Sunday. Oh God. Just keeping track of time lately is just like, uh.
I never too many a lot of things tend to blur together, so you end up missing specific details, especially, well, and in my case, small details in terms of events.
Yeah.
And that's kind of part of why I need to make adjustments. I hope I can make adjustments to some booking points for my next event. Hopefully work out something with transport.
Yep.
I wonder if I should start putting another gift together, but we'll see. Crystal constant standpoint, as I mentioned. Since it requires just a little bit. Until which, stay safe, stay well, get next.